Hello and welcome back to the next episode of our Resistance playthrough here. Now we're going to continue breaking into the US, and most of the basic things are now more or less taken care of. So now it's just about how do we actually manage to control the US with our limit of control points that we have. And spoiler alert, we can't. So we have to abandon something. And that's going to be a tough decision here. But for now, we can just go into the mission phase. I actually switched one of the counselors from decreasing unrest in Guatemala to decreasing unrest in Mexico, that we do have more investment points to get money out of Mexico here. Because we still want to buy that admin org that is available here. Because this one would get us 7 control points here. Because every persuasion and every admin point we get would count towards the cap. And 7 is, well, a fifth more or less from a point of in America. So I take it, right?
Winning their hearts and minds.
Order is returning.
Yeah, this is like, it doesn't really do much, but it's still worth the attempt here. So we do have 30%. There we go. First control point in the United States. And the first control point here is bonus to funding income. That's not really worth it. And increased unrest missions. So these control points give a little bit of a bonus, depending on what you maybe can get here. And we can see that, for example, this one is nice. It decreases orcs based from the US in its cost. So they cost less money. And this gives us bonus to public campaigns. So these are all very good. And now we can see that we get a fraction of the incomes here. We have control of 4 investment points, 13 money, 91 science, 1.3 boost, and 1 mission control. That's now awesome because we finally get some boost income here. Good. Question now, what next? What do we do in the US actually? Let's design a new template here. We do need to fix the inequality because that's pulling down our cohesion. As we can see here, minus 8.9 from inequality. So our nation is relatively fractured because of that. And it will go down actually, so it will get more unstable. So we have to fix that. We don't want to spoil the US because we don't want to make it worse. Instead, we want to stabilize it. And I'm not sure that maybe I want to invest a little bit into boost so that we can get into space faster. Yeah, I want to do welfare, definitely. I want to do a bit of knowledge because knowledge is giving us education, but also stability or cohesion. So we can at least attempt to lift the cohesion up a bit again against the natural decay. So I think I'm going to do something like this for now. We are not going to invest into the economy itself. We don't need to. So that's for the start here, which we're going to use with all the control points that we can get. Now let's continue. Ooh, that was a lucky roll. Yeah, but now we see the problem. Oh god. We see the problem already. We are at 191 of 185. That's going to eat into our influence income. For every point that we are over cap, we are going to lose influence. And this is going to go up exponentially. So that's a problem. We also get control of 2 armies of the US here, but we are not at war with anyone. Okay, so what do we do? We still want to get the orc though. But maybe we want to delay. I don't want to give up Mexico as of yet. And this one also, I mean, it's only 12 points. And Armenia is how much? 3. We are definitely going to abandon Armenia here right away. Okay, so how do we do this? We definitely have to give up Mexico. So Otis is going to do one more run here on a control point.
Establishing our presence.
We're going to push public campaign further.
What's the op?
But we are going to switch stabilizing the US instead. We invest. Do we want to invest into this? No, we don't want to.
Will restore peace to this.
And
Reporting in.
Valerie is also going to switch
you
to
need me?
stabilize the US here. So that we get the unrest down. Get more investment from this. And I'm going to spoil Mexico until we have the money for the orc that we want, and then I'm going to abandon it. However, I'm going to not abandon Guatemala yet. So let's keep going. Wow. A series of bombs have ripped through Mexico City. We can't pay. No, we gain 25 influence. Causes limited damage to the economy and population. Democracy score changes by -1. Cohesion increases by 1.4. Now let's do this. Yeah. Let's get free influence here. That's useful. But it deals some damage to the
Public
economy, but
sentiment is increasing.
doesn't matter.
Plus,
Okay, we are going to continue with the public campaign here.
Our efforts didn't have any effect.
That was to be expected.
We were unable to
Wow.
increase security.
2 unlucky rolls. Do we get a third one? Oh, we have enough money. Ah, we already have enough money here. So, who gets this? I think I'm going to put it on our Otis here. It's not going to apply immediately. It's going to when the next mission phase begins, so that you can't change your traits and attributes within a mission phase. And then I'm also going to add this one here. And we also have to invest our experience points.
Got our people in place.
There we go. Good. Now we can see that we are massively overcapped. So our influence is going down, which we don't want to. So we are going to abandon the nation here. But now we don't need to spoil this anymore because it doesn't matter. We can't get the money because we abandoned the nation. So now it's very easy for another faction to take this over, which they're probably going to do eventually. But I'm going to put everything I can into welfare now to just drop the inequality value here in Mexico, as long as I have still the control of the investment here. And next for the release would be Guatemala, but we can see here now that we do have the capacity to take one more control point with ease. And if we get lucky that clandestine cells gets finally unlocked for us, which is actually pretty bad,
Ready.
then we can take one more probably with the new agent that we take. Hey, why are we down to 49%? Oh, because we lost the modifier from the neighboring bonuses
Bringing
nations
them
here.
to our side.
So that's a bit unfortunate, but it's okay. So let's keep going and hammer down the US, but we can invest our experience points here. Like Kirsten here, I think we are going to give her one more persuasion. But Valerie is going to get admin so that she can hold more organizations later. And that's it for the moment. The others do not have enough.
They are not life forms or xenosapiens.
Yeah, the humanity person is a bit radical. They are not life forms. Okay, here we go. Clandestine cells is unlocked. We definitely want to prioritize this one. However, we would currently lead on advanced chemical rocketry. So this is a very tough call. We are gonna try to win this. But if the servants invest a little bit more, they might win this. So this is unfortunate. Let's see how it plays out. Let's keep an eye on this. Okay, this is the talent development. It's something we also want to get relatively early, but we don't have the research for this right now.
public opinion is moving in our direction.
Let's see if the
Violence is
servants... They are
Our efforts didn't have any effect.
keeping to invest here. 206. Yeah, there's the first one. Fought to Exodus. Armenia is fallen as well. Another one in Mexico falls.
We failed to take control.
Okay, this one didn't work out. And we can barely win the race here. Yeah, I think we are winning the race here. Okay, can we speed this up here? Let's do 32 for
We'll be running
once.
this place in no time.
Yeah, let's do this for once. And we get new orcs at the next mission phase. Oh, we should align this. That was a mistake. Come on.
We hold no sway in their minds.
Come on, can you please
Things
be
are
successful?
stabilizing.
The situation remains
So many
chaotic.
failures. Not good, but fine.
Our presence is
There you
growing.
go. That's the fourth one. We are a little bit over cap here. And our research is... We don't need to invest further in here. We won already. So we can... It's going to finish at the end of the day, so... It doesn't make a difference here. And... Humanity First is pushing through advanced carbon manipulation. We are going to let them. Deep propulsion is not urgent. But this one is urgent. So we are going to... And now we're going to clandestine cells. That's going to finish at the end of next month. So it's still a while away. And now we can pick a global tech. So, advanced chemical rocketry is on our priority 1 list. What's also on our priority 1 list is going towards mining. And we could either go into outpost tabs directly, or we go into advanced electromagnetism. As I mentioned in the last episode, we need to get to mass drivers and then space mining. So I'm actually going to outpost tabs here to get advanced magnetism quicker, so that we can get started on mass drivers and then go into mining here. And ideally we also stay on this to a certain degree in regards to investments here, but now priority 1 is going to be the clandestine cells. We could even consider, yeah, this would push it into another mission phase earlier, so let's do this. So it's going to be done quicker. So we go all in on the next counselor, because we cannot afford to take another point here. We could abandon Guatemala, but that would not fix it. But maybe we get, yes, we get lucky here. Great. We get another admin orc here, which also brings boost and mission control and a project with it. And we also have Griffin here, which also gives us boost. In short, we are super lucky here. So we are going to put that on our scientist though. So this one, buy, and then we don't have enough money though. Ah, right, we are still spoiling Canada, right? Yeah, we do. We are going to continue that to buy the rocketry orc here, because that's way too useful to get +2 boost income here. And we are going to not take another control point here. Instead, I'm going to do public campaign with Otis, and I'm not going to... I'm going to do public campaigns in Canada
We'll
with
make our
Kirsten
appeal.
to get the nations stable on our side here. And let's keep going. We need more control points before we can get the next
The
control
people will
point
come
here.
to our side.
Let's go to permanent here. Permanent here as well.
The situation remains chaotic.
Wow, we even got unrest because it's a critical
Our
failure.
efforts didn't have any effect.
Great. And there's the Hypers probe, which is a nice to have project. We don't have the research for this right now, as we see that we need to rush other projects first. And we should have the money. Yes, we do. So where's my scientist? Here we go. This one. We can also buy Yolt, which is going to get us 1 command, which is also useful. And you can buy Persuasion. And when we have the 50 money, so let's go to 3 into space program now again, because there's no urgent orc available currently. Okay, the next alien landed in China. So now we can put and buy yield for one command. Command is also going to get us 1 point here. So put it on who is doing stabilize. The scientist and this one. So let's pick it here. Command helps with stabilize missions. Okay. Yeah, that's more or less like that's more or less that's it for the moment. So I'm going to rush to mission phases and jump to that to the point that we hire our 5th counselor. Okay, here we are on the 7th of May and clandestine sales has finished, which allows us to recruit a new counselor. Question is now, what do we do now on our project side here? We could go into things like reusable rockets to increase our boost investments. Or we get started on high thrust probes or talent development here, which gets us investigation and espionage. I didn't talk about that yet, but we can delay that a bit further. So we are going to invest a little bit into high thrust probes, but we are not going to finish that anytime soon. So now the question is, okay, this one, we are not going to win this anymore. No. But we can get started on advanced electromagnetism because we need it anyway for the mining. The big question is what's going to happen here when that slot is done. So we are going to push it a bit further. So we invest a bit into it so that it finishes quicker to see what the global tech will be there. And now we can recruit our next person. By the way, I took the 5th point just a few days ago. And now we have to fix our control points again, which we can by hiring the next agent. So we go for recruiting here and we have to decide on someone. And now's the point where we have to talk about investigation and espionage. So because we do want to go for these other kind of missions, which allow us to go hostile against other factions. And we want someone who has high admin, but also decent investigation or command. For example, we do have a good command guy here. So that's a decent one. Command allows us to do, for example, stabilize missions, but also assault alien assets here, which allows us, for example, to go after xenoflora and stuff like that when the aliens start doing stuff on Earth, which is of questionable desire. We definitely want someone with investigation high, and we definitely want someone with espionage high. We have to decide on this. This here, for example, would be a really nice scientist because of the stats it has, but he also has 8 investigation. So this is a very hard call. I think I'm going for the kingpin here. A lot of billionaire. Wait a second. No, this is okay. Shady, sports income. Sociopath, billion puppet master, family ties, loss averse is not bad. Is bad. Demanding is okay-ish. Intouchable is good. Indulgent criminal. Ooh, criminal is a good trade as well because it allows special orcs. I think I'm going to go with Felicia here because she allows to assassinate, which is good. And she also comes with detain. She does not have investigate counselors, which is something we want, but we can get this via orcs. So we are going to buy Felicia here. We're going to give Felicia more admin to get our points up again. And then we have to see like what kind of orcs we can get here. For example, Reddington would be something that is very good on her, but Reddington isn't really great except for the ops income here, which is something we need for exactly these kind of missions like espionage and command missions. We do also have the special forces here, but we do not have government. No, it's not really good enough, I think. Also, we don't have influence here. But at least we are positive again on influence. So the big question now is, where are we now? We are 16 points over cap already. We can still abandon Guatemala here, which we probably should do. But this is only going to free up 12. So then we would be at 2024. 224. So going 35 over cap is quite hard, quite expensive. But maybe we get lucky if we go for... Wait a second, this person has investigation. Right! We have found our investigation person. So we're going to give him admin as well. So this is going to be our investigate counselor. And the Felicia here is going to be our espionage person. So she's doing the really hostile stuff, and the other one is going to be the spying stuff. And that's something we need.
Where do you need
Really, really need. The big problem now is we don't really have anything to do for Felicia here, which is a problem. But well, I don't know. First of all, what do we do with her? We don't really have anything to do for her right now. Yeah, that's a problem. I'm not sure. We can do increase unrest just for fun. And someone who we don't like the servants. We could do something like that. I would like to go after France, but it's not really worth it here right now. So I don't know. We don't have anything to do for this person. But we do need something. So we are going to do a mission that is easy. So increase unrest in someone what we don't own. Like Liberia here.
It's time to bring it all.
Because it will regenerate experience points.
Where to?
We are going to take the control point, the last one. And is there more experience point that we can spend? No. So we have to hope that we get lucky in the next orc phase here. Ah, Canada's finished. So, we are not going to make boost in Canada because that's very inefficient because it's so far away from the equator. Sending out rockets is more efficient if you're closer to the equator. That's some rocket science knowledge. So, but we are going to use it for mission control. And we're also going to slim down on the spoils here. Instead, we're going to do a bit of welfare now. Just to counteract the inequality that we just generated with the spoils income. And now we go into mission control here. So that we can make more stations and later more ships with that. Now we have to get control of the last point.
Their hearts and minds.
Yeah,
Long live
we are
the
going to...
revolution.
Long live the revolution, yeah,
Unable
sure,
to increase security.
sure.
We were unable to increase
He's going to
security.
practice stuff there.
We still lack support.
Ah, we didn't succeed here, so that's also not too bad. And what's the research doing? We are leading here. That's all okay. That's all a-okay. Maybe we get lucky with some orcs here. We do get lucky, but in a different way, because we did find another boost orc here. So we get another +2, which is massive. And then we can buy another command orc, which we're going to put on this person again. Which at least is giving us +1, so better than nothing. And now we don't have influence left. Okay, so we're going to just do the missions as they are set up here. And now we have 11.8 boost income,
Public sentiment
which is
increasingly with us.
really, really a lot this early. And we are going to get even
Situation
more now.
remains
Yes,
chaotic.
there we see it.
Violence
Now
is
we have to
fading.
abandon
We're taking over.
Guatemala here. Is there anything else we hold? No. All the others are abandoned. And as you can see, we are on a deficit here now. -24. That's not great, not terrible. But maybe we can make it work somehow. If we just find something that gives us stats here. Or we just accept our fate here that we will be negative for a short while. And then we can recover from this later. Yeah, I think I'm going to just accept this for the moment. Let's see what we can...
Of course, there was an accident.
Okay.
Frankly, I'm surprised it took this.
New tech, orbital shipbuilding is not really what we need, but it's something we need along the long term. So we are going to push everything into advanced electromagnetism. Apparently we are left alone on that tech, which is very unfortunate. The other factions do not seem to care about a space race. I'm not sure what happens if we go negative on influence. It's something you should avoid though. And I don't think we do have experience points to do anything. Nope. So we have to rush towards the next mission phase. Yeah, we don't have anything to buy here. Great. What can we do? What can we do? What we can do is finish the audience research. That's going to get us 25. Just 100 science investment points. We do have that easily. So we can just trim down our science output just to buy us a bit of time before we go negative here. It's minus 24 per month. So that buys us 1 month of time so that we can get to the next org phase. So let's do this and rush forward a bit. What I'm going to do in between is I'm going to go to ground with our counselors, which is a kind of mission here. Because we are spotted by other factions, they could engage with us, they could even go after us, imprison us, or even outright take us out, which would be the worst thing to happen for us. And we're also investigating the alien crash site that spawned in China a few weeks ago. So that's also what we have to do. Okay, we have reached a point where the new normal is beginning, which means that the mission phases are now going to be every 2 weeks and no longer once per week. Which means that we can now set up new missions here and they will now take 14 days to execute. And this slows down a bit what you have to do on Earth. And that will happen again in like 10 years from now. Which then slows down the Earth game further. Nothing to worry about, it's just that everything you do in the end here will be
restore peace to this nation.
more or less get consolidated over time.
Standing by for orders.
The most
Where
stuff
to?
to do is in the early game,
Where do you need
and later it's more about
Ready to
unifications and things like that. So let's keep
I will
pushing
try to
public
sway the
opinion
public.
here.
Where to?
What is
Your orders?
Otis doing? Otis is doing this here, of
Making
course.
our case.
And we
Acknowledged.
just pacify everything here. And continue doing stuff here. And now we have to hope that we maybe get some points for our control points in the next org phase on the 15th of June. So let's just rush through it. Meanwhile, we just wait for the
Our side.
research stuff to
We're
happen
winning
here.
their hearts and minds.
And let's see what the
The revolution
humanity
is
first is
coming.
actually going to pick here.
Situation remains chaotic.
Just imagine.
Ah,
I
outpost
fetch you.
tabs.
How-
Perfect. So this is what we want. So we are also going to push heavily into outpost tab. We already won advanced electromagnetism, so we can push a bit further into outpost tabs. On the other hand, we still have to do the mass drivers behind this, so we are not in a hurry with outpost tabs here. So let's do it like this and keep pushing while we make a lot of boost and we bank it up because we are going to need it. Okay, and we got control in Guatemala. That's interesting, but we already gave up on it. We don't need that control. And now we got new orcs, and we also have a bit more experience, which we maybe can spend. And the bad news is we just got no, wait a second. That was a delayed message, apparently. The new orc phase is on the 15th. So let's finish this
With
mission
each
phase.
passing day, humanity shatters the boundaries of the
And of course, we go into mass drivers here. Yes, definitely. Let's do it. Yes, let's do it. And then we can go mission to the moon after this one. Or let's see. Let's push both of them. Let's push both of them. We also didn't get the rocketry project yet, which I was talking about, to reduce the boost cost that we have. Okay, now we see that we do need a lot of money again. We do have 2 orcs available here. We also have science orcs available here. We also have a Canadian orc available, which costs influence, which we don't have. But this would get us out of deficit. So, it's spoiling time again. So, what you can do, for example, is design a template here. So, a priority template. So, we can call this test, for example. And we just design it the way we want it to, which is, for example, 1 on welfare. Then 1 on boost, and let's say 3 on mission control. And we save that. And then we could use this after we got the money that we need. So like this. And then we can go switch to that template that we just created afterwards when we have it. So let's just do this. And we don't need to do... Stabilizers are also done. We maybe have an interest to help fixing Mexico, actually. So maybe we want to help them because we want to take over Mexico long term, but not right now. So we want to get the money. We can also use the... Oh, I forgot to align the control point here. Never forget that. We can also use the US a little bit for spoils here, just to get to the threshold of these orcs that we need. So what was that? It was 540. Oh, the next alien agent has arrived on Earth already. So 500. There we go. We can now buy this one. I'm going to actually sling that on the ones we need now to... So we do have 5 for science, but don't want that right now, I think. Now this one has science as well, so yes, we take it here. But this one we are going to put on one of our agents. So like either the investigation one or the espionage one. For the later missions that we don't need right now, but we are going to need later on.
Public opinion is moving
And now
in
we
our
have to hope
direction.
that we still also
Public opinion
get
is
the
moving
other
in our
orc
direction.
Order
that
is
costs 1,400
Free.
before the
stabilizing.
next orc phase starts, and it maybe disappears. So we have to spoil relatively hard here on Canada, which is unfortunate. As we can see here, the sustainability score is dropping like flies, but it's okay.
I'm here.
And let's investigate the
Investigating
aliens here.
site.
Standing by for orders.
And we can steal something, but we don't want that. Good. So, I don't know. We can help in Mexico
We'll make
here
things safe.
and stabilize that one, just to help our not really friends. But we can see now that our deficit is down to 6.2. So with the next orc, we might be able to fix that deficit to plus, minus 1, or even positive again. So let's do this quickly, and then we can end this episode where we have successfully taken over the US and established our foothold in this campaign. Here we go. We have enough money on the next day, probably. No, one more day.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Come on,
Public
there we go.
sentiment is increasingly
And
with
now we are
us.
going to put
uprising
that
is
on
alive.
the investigation person. That was this one here. Oh, he's also getting the command orcs. Not sure. Yeah, I think it's... What? I don't have the influence. Okay. We have to
Things are
fix that.
stabilizing.
There, we have to... That's a problem now. Can we push out 200 science within a few days? Oh, I could get close though. Let's see. Or do we have... Ooh, there's abductions on... I clicked that away too fast, but... we can get this one though. Yeah, that solves it. Now we are plus minus 1. Okay, there's an abduction here in Moscow. That's going to be something of the next episode. We are going to investigate this. Ooh, even in Guyana now. Which is here. Yeah. So we are going to investigate that.
Here's what we found.
And can we get this done before the next mission phase here? Mexico Falls. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. And now we go back into the high thrust probes here. Like before. And we can win this. And now we can just buy that orc here and get rich. And also our scientists. I can't afford that right now. Do we want to buy those too, though? We can buy an admin here. And then we can buy at least one of those. And maybe we just put the other one... Yeah, let's put it here. More science is always better. And now we have to trim down our spoiling again. So we go back to this. We manually decrease it even a bit further. And in the US, we also do it like this here. So just a tiny amount of spoiling for now until we see an orc that we want. And then we spoil heavily again just to get this. So, yeah, that's it. We have stabilized on the US. We have gotten control of it. It roughly took us half a year. And now we have all the resources that we need to place this properly. We can even compare us probably to the factions that we already see. Okay, we see everyone. We do have 1000 science by now. And the best other faction we have on the map is 538 here in the initiative. So we are really, really well off here. And of course, nobody's making that much boost as we do because we have the strongest station under our thumb. The only downside of what we have been doing here is that everybody hates us now because we are leading and we are stronger than any one of the others. So that's a problem we have to face here. But that's a problem for the future. So, I'm going to end this episode here. And in the next one, we are going for the moon.